Good morning. It's Saturday, 4th of January 2020 is upon us, which is nice. Hope you had a great Christmas and even better New Year. It's a nice time of year, this. Obviously going back to work myself. But yeah, I hope you had an alright and uneventful sort of Christmas, New Year period. And now it kind of all starts again, brand new decade. Strange to think that 10 years has passed, but it has. And what have you kind of achieved in that 10-year period? I know I've done quite a lot, more than most, I think. Not in a sort of a big-headed, sort of pig-headed kind of way, but it's just been really, really busy, through no fault of my own. Obviously bouncing in and out of jobs is never a good thing. It'd be nice to be in a job for at least that first 10-year period, which would have been nice. But you know, I was 20 back in 2010, and like I say, I'm only 30 now, 31 in September, which is fastly approaching. But in that time, I've had 2 kids, 2 babies, 2 boys. And yeah, life doesn't really go the way you want it to go, which is fine. Dust yourself off, get up and carry on. And now, sort of the end of the last 2 years of sort of the 2010 decade has been really, really good. Found the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. 3 beautiful kids, and things are looking up. Things are looking up for 2020 and the next 10 years. Got a job I absolutely love, so much so I work every weekend, and I genuinely couldn't wait to get back after Christmas. So yeah, it's looking up for us. We've got quite a lot planned in 2020. The biggest one of all is obviously clearing some debt, which is always nice for people that are able to do that. If you are stuck in that sort of position where you might be thinking that there's no kind of option for you, and you know you've got debt hanging over you left, right and centre, speak to someone is the biggest thing for me. I was in that position. Kind of let us through the door every day of somebody you potentially owe money to. Somebody was taking you to court. Somebody wanted the bailiffs to come round, and you know it's not a nice situation to be in. But talking to someone helps. Doesn't have to be a friend, a family member. Pick up the phone to the National Debt Helpline, which is what I did, and talk to them about the way you're feeling, about the pressures that you've got, about the money coming in and the money going out, and they're there to help. If it's not the National Debt Helpline, you've got the Money Advice Line, and the Citizens Advice Bureau. These places are set up to help people that are in that situation, and they help me. They help me massively understand what your creditors can do and what they can't do, and how far they're going to take things, and who potentially might be knocking at your door next. Now I don't paint myself as an expert in that field. I don't. All I know is if you don't owe money to the courts for council tax or unpaid parking fines or unpaid court fines and stuff like that, there's not much anybody else can do. They can threaten you with bailiffs and CCJs and so forth, but they can't enter your home without a warrant. Unless you open the door to them. Just don't open the door. Speak to them through the window, through the letterbox. Don't be scared of these people. They're not. They're doing a job the same as everybody else, and their job is to obtain that money from yourself. And you know, you can do what I did and hide away, or you can pick up the phone and speak to these experts that know what they're doing and know what they're on about. And I won't lie to anybody, I had bailiffs coming to my door left, right and centre, and I never used to open it to them. The moment you open your door to the bailiff, they've gained on what they see as peaceful entry, which then allows them to come back into the property whenever they feel fit. Now obviously they're not just going to turn up with a locksmith and let themselves in. It's not going to work like that. But anyway, that's a different story. Back on to 2020. It's looking good for us. We're lots of things planned, lots of things to do. Spring's obviously upon us, summer's fast approaching, and it's going to be a great year for us, which I'm sure I'll share with yourselves. Christmas was a push. It was a bit touch and go at certain times whether the big man was going to bring the kids exactly what they wanted, but we managed it eventually. And that's having that support network and that one person you can lean on every now and again, and for me that is Sarah. She is my go-to person whenever there's an issue or there's a problem. I might not open up straight away about it, but she'll know that there's something bugging me, and she'll push it out of me, which is nice. And then we'll sit and have a chat about it, and we'll both feel 10 times better. So that's it's a big one I've learned over the last decade is opening up and talking about things. Was a big life lesson for myself. Keeping things to yourself is never a good thing. Never a good thing for anybody. All it does is kind of eat you up from the inside out. And if you're hiding it, great. But one day you won't be able to hide it anymore. So yeah, open up and talk. So one thing this world needs at the minute is people to communicate a lot better. Try and get away from the phone and the text messages or the Instagram messages or whatever it is you use, and just go and sit and have a conversation with somebody. It's unbelievable when you can sit and chat and hold a conversation. Kids nowadays, they're going to struggle later on in life when it comes to holding conversations and being able to hold somebody's attention. But yeah, the start of today's video hasn't obviously been the funnest, but leading up to this now, 2020, it's going to be a great year, or even a great decade, I suppose. Lots of things happening. Hopefully, going to get to, especially in this decade, I'd like to think so. Anyway, for me and Sarah to get married, which would be really, really nice, and obviously we'll share that day with everybody out there, or as much as we possibly can. A couple of big birthdays as well. Sarah turns 30, I turned 31. Our birthdays are a day apart, so she's on the 14th, I'm on the 15th September. Harvey turns 10 this year. Max turns 8. So Harvey hits double figures. Rory will be 2 in a couple of weeks. So it's a busy few months for us, which is nice. It's kind of busy right up until June, until obviously after Max's birthday. Harvey's in January. Then we get Easter. Then we get April, which is full of birthdays throughout Sarah's family, and obviously Harvey's. Get a bit of a break in May, and then Max is in June, and then mine and obviously Sarah's in September. So it's a busy year. It's a busy year, but we've got plenty planned, and I'm sure we'll take you along on that journey with us. It's it's been I started back at work 2 days ago. It's been a pretty dire 2 days in all honesty, but yesterday was fairly okay. I had just a random phone call from someone interested in a house, which is always nice. Turns out they actually want to buy it, which was even better. So that's always a bonus. It's cracking a couple of nice sales in before the first week of January is out, which gives me a nice big ticks in my boss's box. So yeah, I wanted this video to kind of mean something. First video of the decade, and it has. I mean, it's one to let you guys know exactly what we're potentially planning for around here, and it's kind of open up and talk a little bit more. So I hope that your Christmas and New Year was great. Hope Father Christmas brought you everything you wanted, and I hope you're looking forward to 2020. Like I said, for myself, it's all about finding the time for me and Sarah to be a couple again, which would be nice. Obviously, we're always getting a little bit older now, so that'll be nice for us to be able to spend a little bit more time away from that sort of family life and just become ourselves again. Back at the gym, got myself a gym membership sorted, which I know everybody says 1st of January, bosh, I'm going to hit the gym. But I need to go and sort that this weekend as well. Get signed up. It's already paid for. I just need to go and obviously sign up, pick up my membership card, Sarah's card, and we can get back to it. And I'm sure there'll be a couple of videos in and outside of the gym, as and when we're struggling and there's somebody to talk to. See, now I'm not the one to open up easily, but this has been a forte for me to kind of just not express how I'm feeling, because that's the wrong way to put it, but I feel like I've got someone to talk to. So if you don't want to talk to someone face to face, open your phone and have a conversation with yourself. It's a bit like looking in the mirror, and you just get to listen back to them every now and again, and you'll hear how you talk about things and how passionate you are about things, and what kind of gets you down and what picks you up. But yeah, it's going to be a nice start, or has been a nice start to 2020. Kids have enjoyed the Christmas period. They're back to school on Monday. Friends and family have obviously seen quite a lot of us, which is always nice. And yeah, we're just looking forward to what it has in store for us. Can't get potentially worse than the past 2 years, although it has had its highlights. It's had its ups and downs like most people, but we're lucky, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have a roof over my head. I'm lucky to have a partner, or a life partner, that understands me as a person and believes in me as a person. And there's no better feeling than having 3 kids that, when you are feeling like, you know, you can't be bothered getting up and going to work, or you can't be bothered making yourself look a little bit decent or feel a little bit better, they're there to just push you in that right direction, and that's always nice. So I am luckier than most to have that network of people in and around me, to help me move forward into 2020. So yeah, I am lucky, I am privileged, and I always do appreciate everything that anybody does for me. I always do try and look after the ones that have potentially looked after me, which I think is a nice rule to have in life. If obviously someone's there when you are down and out, then they obviously deserve to be there when you are swinging from the rooftops and over the moon. And that person for me has always been Sarah. She's always been there for me at the lowest of the low, and it was low. And now things are starting to look up financially, hopefully physically soon with the gym, and mentally definitely. And again, she deserves to be there for that. She doesn't. I don't think she appreciates what she actually does for us as a family, and what she brings to the table more than any of us. So yeah, she is that lifeline, and she is the person, and I'm lucky to get to spend the rest of my life with her. So when you do find that person, hold on to them, don't let them go, no matter what happens. But yeah, things are looking up, things are good. I'm just arrived at work, so we'll kind of knock it on the head here. Rory's birthday to look forward to, which is nice. That's coming up shortly, and yeah, we're just going to roll through the year. A couple of things planned, which is always nice, which we never normally did last year. When it comes to planning things, nothing was ever planned. It was just a turn up and hope. So this year we've got plans for holidays, family days out, a couple of Airbnbs, and obviously the main focus of paying some debts off, which this job has allowed me to get to that point where I do have that sort of spare cash to potentially pay off debts. It's not here yet. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not sat on a little gold mine, but you know, you do put in that extra work and it does pay off, which is always nice. You know, you do stay that extra half an hour to an hour at work, and you do see value in it. And I'm all about that. I'm all about the extra effort that you do put in, and anybody that puts any extra effort into me, I'm always right to shout about it. Similar as the guy in the Apple shop. So Max got an iPod Touch for Christmas, and dropped it, and it just wouldn't switch on, wouldn't charge, wouldn't do anything. So I booked it into the Apple store. Went there Thursday. Sat down, didn't mind waiting, to be honest with you, because I enjoy sitting there and seeing what other people's problems are, and how the guys or how the technicians kind of fix it or change it. And there was a guy sat next to me, had the 11 Pro, I think it was. 2 or 3 weeks he'd had it. Plugged it in one day, come to it, just wouldn't do anything, wouldn't switch on, wouldn't do nothing. This lady from the Apple store plugged it into the computer. This was all whilst I was waiting. Did a diagnostics on it. It's unbelievable the stuff that they can pull off, even though you think the phone's actually dead. It's not. Said his hardware was cream crackered. And replaced it there and then. Like, no questions asked. No, oh, you might have dropped it in water, or you could have dropped it, so we're not going to change it. Boff. Straight over to a shelf. Come back, brand spanking new phone, not refurbished. Brand spanking new phone out the box, handed it straight to the guy, flicked his SIM card into it, and he walked out happy. She didn't sit there and say, you now need to fill this form in, and we need to sign you this, and we need to do this. Handed him the phone, put his SIM card in it, and walked away. And for me, the customer service at Apple has always been second to none. Always has been spot on. Never had an issue. Never had, oh, you might have done this or you might have done that, which is what's happened at a couple of other stores. So it's a big shout out to Apple, and I made sure that the guy that saw me, I hit the review back on that, filled it in exactly as I'm talking to you guys now. The guy was unbelievable. Come straight out, plugged it straight in. Couldn't do the same diagnostics as what was on the iPhone 11, but he said he'll try and work around it. Plugged it in, nothing happened, and he said, we're just going to replace it for you because it's still under your Apple warranty, so we'll just replace it. And I was happy. So we left it plugged in, come back with a brand spanking new one. Anyway, the light came on, the low power light. So he said, has that ever happened before? And I said, no, it's never happened before. So he said, right, okay, well, I'll leave it 15 minutes. We'll see what happens. If it comes back on, great. We can do some, I can run a diagnostics on it, work out what's potentially gone wrong, and if we do need to replace it, we'll replace it. Anyway, 15 minutes passed, it charged up, all his stuff was still there. It let me log back in. He ran his diagnostics, green ticks all over his iPad, which would suggest there was nothing wrong with it. So he said, what do you want to do? So I said, well, if it's working, it's working. He said, well, I can swap it for you now if you want to. And I said, no, it's working, so I'll take this one away. I said, it's still under Apple warranty. I said, so if it happens again, then obviously I'll just bring it back and you can swap it for me. He said, yeah, that's not a problem. Even though my iPad, the iPod was working and it had green ticks all over it, he was still willing to let me walk out of that shop with a brand new iPod, straight out the box, no questions asked. And for me, that's not buying people off. That's what I would class as great customer service. Apple have realised that yes, they do get issues with their software or with their products, and what they've not done is they've not gone, actually we're going to blame the consumer. We're going to take that fault and we're going to take it on the chin. Yeah, they're a multi-million-pound company and everybody can do it when you earn their sort of money, but they've got to that stage because that's what they've instilled from day one. We're not going to blame the consumer, we're going to blame ourselves. This is our product and it's gone wrong, so we're going to replace it for you. And I just find that phenomenal. It really, really is. And the customer service over the telephone again is phenomenal. So big shout out to Apple. But anyway, I must go do some work. So have a great Saturday. Enjoy your day. If you are down in the dumps, try and cheer up. Go back to the beginning of this video and have a listen to how down I potentially was with what was going on in my life at the time, and the only person that can turn that around is yourself. So smile more, enjoy life, and give thanks for the little things. Although you might be struggling, there might be something that you've got that somebody else hasn't, so be thankful for it. Enjoy your Saturday, and I'll touch base with you all soon.